Hey guys, today I will be introducing you to the animal known as a fruit bat. So what is a fruit bat? A fruit bat, also known as a megabat or flying fox, is a large old world bat who is commonly found in warm and tropical regions. Fruit bats are known as flying foxes because they have a fox-like appearance. Because bats can fly, these fox-like bats are called flying foxes. However, there is no real relation between flying foxes and foxes. Fruit bats are in the phylum Chordata and in the class Mammalia. Structures and functions. All fruit bats have claws on their first digits, and most of them have claws on the second digits as well. Their hind paws are usually completely clawed too. Fruit bats use these claws to climb and hang on trees. They are very important to fruit bats because fruit bats usually rest by hanging upside down on trees. Another structure fruit bats have are wings. Their wings are usually broad. They are also devoid of fur and covered in a thin skin. Fruit bats use these wings to fly long distances and to hover while feeding. Fruit bats also have different types of teeth. They have incisors, which are narrow-edged teeth at the front of the mouth. They also have canines, which are teeth found between the incisors and premolars. The incisors and canines are used for biting through hard skins, such as fig skins. Fruit bats also have premolars and molars, which are flat and wide. This makes them especially suitable for crushing soft fruit. Lastly, the tongues of fruit bats are long and mobile, particularly in the Nectarophorus species. The Nectarophorus species is a species of bats who get their nutrition from the nectar of flowers. Their tongues are long and mobile so that they can reach the nectar in the flowers. Energy source. Most fruit bats are frugivorous, which means they eat fruit, but some consume nectar and pollen instead. They have a simple digestive tract that takes food in between 30 minutes to an hour to pass through to the gut. Fruit bats are efficient in extracting liquid from the fruit. Their broad, flat teeth crush fruit, which allows the bats to squeeze out and swallow the juices. Fruit bats will swallow the juice, but spit out seeds and pulp. Energy production. Fruit bats are useful to their environment. For one, they are important seed dispersers. This is because when feeding, fruit bats fly to a different tree than the one they got their fruit from. Here they will eat the fruit, but spit out the seeds, thus dispersing the seeds. Another way in which fruit bats are useful to their environment is that they pollinate flowers. The fruit bats who feed off of the nectar and pollen of flowers have long, narrow snouts with a protrusible tongue. These features are used to reach the nectar in flowers. The brush-like tip on the tongue collects the pollen, while feeding of some fruit bats. When they visit the next flower, they leave pollen from the first flower behind. Here is a video of fruit bats dispersing seeds.
Importantly for seed dispersal, a bat rarely eats in the fig tree, but carries the fig. It doesn't eat everything, but sucks out the juice and discards the seeds. So beneath its perch sprout tiny fig gardens.
Reproduction. Fruit bats usually roost in same-sex groups until mating season. The fruit bats are polygamous, which means that they have many different mates. The male fruit bats attempt to mate with as many females as possible at the start of pregnancy. When conditions are favorable, the zygote is implanted and it begins development. Sometimes, when the ovulum is fertilized, the zygote goes into stasis rather than implanting in the uterine wall. The birth of the offspring is usually synchronized to correspond with the period with the greatest food availability. Gestation, which is the process of carrying one in the womb between conception and birth, takes up to 4 to 6 weeks. Now, the image on the left is a colony of fruit bats roosting offspring. The young is fully dependent on the mother for 6 weeks, after which the offspring's wings are strong enough to support itself. An interesting fact about fruit bats is that unlike most bats, they do not use echolocation. This means that they do not use sound to see. Fruit bats are also some of the few bats who can actually see in color. Lastly, fruit bats hang upside down because this is a good takeoff position for them. Here is my bibliography.